This book claims to hold a remedy for every ailment and the location of every star. Its pages are crowded with drawings of hybrid plants, trees where human organs hang from the branches like fruit. But despite these vivid illustrations, the language remains silent. Not a single person has been able to translate its words. In 1912, Wilfrid Voynich, a specialist in rare books, discovered this vellum manuscript tucked away in an Italian Jesuit college. Voynich was a high society graduate of 3 top universities who had successfully escaped a Siberian prison camp. He spent his life dealing in the world's most difficult-to-find texts. He understood 15 languages and could write in 5. Yet the script inside this goat leather binding looked like nothing he had ever seen. We have a physical object from the 15th century that remains functionally invisible to modern linguistics. To find out what it hides, we have to look at the people who may have created it. Our first suspect is Roger Bacon, a 13th century scientist whose chemical experiments often ran afoul of the church. A 1665 letter from a famous doctor suggests Bacon wrote the book in secret code while in prison. The letter claims it eventually passed through the hands of Dr. John Dee before being sold to a German king for a massive sum. In 2009, scientists at the University of Arizona used radiocarbon dating to verify the age of the material. The results were definitive. The parchment dates to the 15th century. Because Roger Bacon died over 100 years earlier, he cannot be the author. The scientific data forces the investigation forward into the Renaissance, focusing on a more advanced era of cryptology. The new timeline points directly to Leonardo da Vinci, whose career matches the 15th century window. Da Vinci was a master of mirror writing and secret notebooks. He was also one of the few artists who could draw perfect circles by hand, a recurring feature on the manuscript's charts. One illustration shows a circle of pregnant women. A specific figure, holding a star, sits at the 10 o'clock position on an Aries chart. Historically, Da Vinci was born on April 15th, under the sign of Aries, at approximately 10 a.m. To test the strength of this code, the book was given to William Friedman. He was the man who broke Japan's purple cipher during the Second World War. Friedman spent 30 years trying to find a pattern. He eventually concluded that the code remained unbroken. If the mind that cracked the most sophisticated military encryption of the 20th century couldn't find a foothold here, it means we are dealing with a system of logic that doesn't follow standard cryptographic rules. In 2016, Professor Greg Kondrak attempted to use the immense computing power of artificial intelligence to brute force a solution. The AI identified the language as Hebrew, written in alphagrams, where letters within a word are jumbled into anagrams. However, identifying one word didn't lead to the next. Choosing one translation invalidated surrounding words, creating a massive cascading error. The machine couldn't settle on a stable meaning. The manuscript structure appears designed to frustrate even algorithmic pattern recognition. There is another possibility, that the author was Wilfrid Voynich himself, and the book is a modern forgery. As a high-end dealer, Voynich could have used his resources to assemble antique parchment and create a mysterious object that would command a high price from a collector. But testing the ink proved otherwise. Chemical analysis confirmed the ink itself was manufactured and applied in the 15th century, perfectly matching the age of the parchment. With the physical materials confirmed as authentic to the 1400s, we are left with a genuine Renaissance riddle that has outlived every attempt to solve it. When forensic science hits a wall, theories turn toward the unexplainable. Erich von Daniken pointed to the unearthly flora in star maps as evidence of an extraterrestrial origin. Others compare it to the work of the 12th century mystic Hildegard von Bingen, who claimed to transcribe celestial languages seen in her fever dreams. In 2006, an Austrian computer analysis suggested a more hollow possibility, that the text is simply a long string of meaningless symbols, written by someone with no intent to communicate. Yet the illustrations are highly technical and consistent. The diagrams follow an internal logic, suggesting they were meant to be understood by someone, somewhere. We have decoded the human genome and mapped galaxies billions of light years away, yet these 240 pages remain unreadable. The Voynich Manuscript persists as a reminder that the past can hide secrets that our current technology is simply not equipped to see.